So this stock is going to get abandoned if the economy crashes. This is a bubble that will pop like nothing you would believe. So what I want you to do is when you pick a stock like this, make sure you can imagine like what would happen if this value cut in half. What if the 20,000 I put in the stock turns into 10 and it does it overnight because the economy moves very fast? What am I going to do when stuff goes down? How am I going to react? And if you can't imagine that, if that scares you, then you have to protect yourself. That's the recommendation I have. That's the belief that I buy into. Right? So here, by selling this long-term deep out of the money call option with a strike of 170, what you're doing is you're giving yourself a chance to enjoy the party, but you're not overcommitting, right? You're saying, let me pull this cash back now while I can, because I guarantee you that if this stock drops, let's say tomorrow something crazy happens, a war starts with another country, or Trump changes the tariff policy, or this particular company CEO is under attack by the administration, or they announce that the jobs numbers are worse than they thought they were going to be, or they announce that inflation has gotten out of control, then this stock could easily drop from say 107 to 62 or something like that, right? And so what I will guarantee you is that this 33.50 per share that you can collect on this long-term deep out of the money call option, that's going to disappear. That offer will not be on the table anymore. So you would try to go back and try to if you try to go back and sell that same option after the stock has collapsed, the value would drop from 33.50 to maybe $1 or maybe nothing. Maybe it wouldn't even be available at all because it's not even a reasonable expectation anymore. So right now, while the hype is good, that is, I think, something that could be used to your advantage. So if I'm addressing the stock like this and I got some extra money and I feel like taking a chance, then I jump in and I take the risk and I immediately draw it down. I immediately draw down the risk, right? Like when I take a bath, what I do is I turn on the hot water for like 5 minutes, right? And the bath gets really, really hot. At that point, I focus on the cold, right? As soon as I know I got enough hot water, I start focusing on nothing but cold water because I need the water to cool down or I'm going to burn myself. So you're jumping into a hot tamale of a stock. First thing I would be thinking about is how to cool this sucker down. So a collar will help you do that. You sell this deep out of the money call option with a strike of say 170 or whatever you want to pick. You're collecting 33.50 off the top. And then you can consider, if you wanted to, you could buy a put and you could pick whatever expiration date you want. But let's say I pick one from May 15th, 2026. The current price is 107. Let's say that it would start to bother me if the stock price drops below 70. How much that would that cost me? Well, that would cost me $9. So out of the 33.50, I'm giving back nine of it for downside protection. Right? The downside protection just says if this in case things don't work out and the stock collapses on me, I'm going to be covered at 70. I'm still going to get hurt a little bit, just not as much as I would have been hurt before. Why am I not going to get hurt as badly? Well, because I've already collected $33 minus 9. I've already collected $24 a share out of the stock. So if I did 100 shares, I get 2,400 in cash that comes to me as sort of an advance payment on my insurance policy. So if the stock drops below 70 or somewhere close to that, I've at least got $2,400 of my investment that's somewhat protected. So if you want to do a point of comparison, 100 shares of the stock would cost about $10,700. I think that getting back 2,400 of the 10,000 significantly reduces risk. I call that the Dr. Boyce cash back plan. When I buy a risky stock, first thing I do in many cases, I go get my cash back so I can reduce the amount of financial commitment to the stock. I want to ride the roller coaster, but I don't want to be part of the drive-by. You understand? I want to have some fun and take some risk, but I don't want to do anything crazy, right? So that might be a way to look at this stock.